What's up guys, JTails here. A lot of you might know me as a pro Smash player, but I'm here to talk about my vision for the game Elfenhiem. Let's get right into it. Imagine a world where you see a dragon flying around. You can go up to that dragon, you can fight it, you can tame it, and then it's yours. You can ride it around. You have access to all its abilities, its powers, and any other creature that you see in the world. A wolf, a bear, an elemental. Not all creatures will be rideable, but you will be able to tame all creatures and monsters that you see in the world before you. Elfenhiem is an open world multiplayer survival game where freedom and creativity is encouraged. We don't really want the game to hold back the players from certain interactions, from exploring certain areas or fighting monsters. If you want to start the game and go fight the most powerful creature, you can do that. One really controversial topic is the Ragnarok mechanic that I want to really go into detail about. So, in traditional survival games in the genre, other games have server wipes every 2 weeks or every month, and players lose all their data consistently every 2 weeks or every single month, right? So you can build up an empire, you can, spend all this time harvesting resources, build a base, and then you lose that every single month, guaranteed. Now, the purpose for this is so that new players have an opportunity to come into the world and progress and learn and start their own empires, and everyone starts off on a leveled playing field. Elfenhiem is different. Players will be able to wipe the servers themselves by using a Ragnarok. So a Ragnarok requires you to create a silo, so kind of like a nuclear silo, and then you must harvest the resources in order to create the bomb. The bomb is what resets the server, and players are notified when one is set to launch. So other players in the server have about an hour, or however long we're going to figure out in testing, to stop the Ragnarok from happening. If no one stops the Ragnarok and it's successful, then the server gets wiped, everything is cleared, everyone dies, and it starts fresh. Why would we have this mechanic is a great question. Why would players want to wipe out things that they themselves have created? Well, that's a good point. Some players want to see the world burn. It's as simple as that. Other players want to just live in the world peacefully. So, just like in the real world, people are going to want different things, and that'll give players a reason to fight over something. Alternatively, if a server is peaceful, kind of like everyone comes to an agreement and no one feels the need to ever launch a Ragnarok, then by all means, the server can go on without getting nuked. And that's one of the interesting benefits of having this system set up. Other servers are going to be more chaotic and get nuked all the time, while others are going to last a lot longer with times of peace. After a nuke, servers will get reset, but right after, there will be a grace period of double EXP, double resource gathering, and faster leveling. This gives players who've suffered the Ragnarok a head start in rebuilding the world that got destroyed for them. I think that the Ragnarok adds an interesting mechanic to the game and makes the endgame a lot of fun, and it kind of poses some real world social situations into the mix for the game, and players will have to work together to stop tyrannical, powerful forces from launching the nukes and band together in order to prevent it from happening. Feel free to leave a comment as to what you think about the Ragnarok mechanic, or if you would rather just have 30-day server wipes just like every other survival game. In our game, we're not just gonna have iron ore and that kind of just be it, high quality metal. We're actually going to have other types of metals like silver, gold, and we want to have our universe's version of vibranium, which is like or adamantium, the strongest known metal, right? And we also want to have a metal that conducts electricity for different tech options and stuff like that. It's going to be called thorite. So we have a lot of great ideas when it comes to some of the resources that you can find in the natural world, as well as resources that you're going to get from fighting monsters that you can convert into magic spells and things like that. The end game is going to allow you to create things like mechs and giant robots that you can, get inside and help fight legendary creatures or other players. So it should be a lot of fun. We want our magic system to be intuitive, and we will be updating the graphics. A lot of this stuff is preliminary just to demonstrate that we will be having magic. A lot of the resources that you get from mythical creatures, any creature that's not like a wolf, a sheep, a horse, right? Things that are like dragons, imps, and very fantasy-like, those creatures are going to drop materials that allow you to learn new spells or to craft different spells or to enchant weapons. So any creature that looks like it has to do with magic will help you on the magic side. And any creature that looks like it's from planet Earth is going to drop things that are more terrestrial, like fur, fat, bone, things like that. So you'll kind of know based on that how to arrange your hunts and your tech options. We want to take players from having just their bare hands to eventually getting into giant mechs and, flying really high. Potentially we want to maybe add a floating continent. The PvP is going to actually see every level of tech, right? From spears, bows and arrows, to guns, rifles, metal swords, to more futuristic things with like thermal vision goggles and teleportation, as well as high-level magic spells, like freezing other players or giant explosions. So we really want to have a wide array of options for PvP. I think adding all these things up really does separate Elfenhiem from a lot of other games in the genre, and there's a lot more I could touch up upon, but I really did just want to share my vision for the game. I think that it will be chaotic, it will be creative and free, and I think that, once players get towards the late game, there will be things like wide-scale wars going on certain servers where you can get an aircraft and, everyone's kind of fighting either one common enemy, a player that's trying to launch a nuke and everyone teams up against them, or a legendary creature that everyone wants to take down. Then once that creature goes down, people are going to be fighting for the spoils of that creature and the loot. And it's going to create a point of interest. For players who don't like this and kind of just want to do their own thing with friends, there will be PvE servers, there will be private servers where you can just get in a group with your friends and just build and explore and go on hunts without other people bothering you. So we are trying to take into account everyone's wants and needs as much as we can given our resources. That being said, hopefully this sheds a little bit more light into Elfenhiem and what differentiates it from other games in the genre. If you guys have any comments or questions, please tweet at us at 3tail Studios. Leave a comment on the YouTube video. Just reach out any way you can. We're always looking to answer questions and really interact with you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. We are still live on Kickstarter, so please, if you can, spread the word. If you can't contribute, and every little penny counts, so definitely consider helping us meet our goal. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all next time.